The boy who wasn't there. In our life, there's a boy who isn't here. He's a boy I never met. His name is Keegan Morgan, and he would have been 8 this year, going into grade 3. My son Drew's best friend. The boy who isn't here died almost 8 years ago on Halloween before he and Drew had a chance to meet. Halloween. It's one of Drew's favorite days. When Drew dresses up with his brother Quinn this year in a Pokemon or SpongeBob costume and heads out for candy, Keegan won't be there. When Keegan's big brother Liam takes my boys trick-or-treating, Keegan won't be there. Or will he? There are so many big and small moments when he is. His mum's my best friend. We've watched Drew grow up. Drew, who's exactly 6 months older than Keegan. My son who's here when her son isn't. There are times when we look at each other, when it's the 3 of us, and we know there should be 4. Irene, Drew, and I in the car or at Canadian Tire. Drew's best friend isn't here, but sometimes he is. I catch glimpses of him out of the corner of my eye. On a warm spring day when Drew's in kindergarten and Irene and I are wandering the garden center, I see him. He scurries up the mountain of sandbags, with Drew hot on his heels. They're giggling, and Drew squeals, "Wait for me!" On a lazy summer afternoon, eating freezies on the porch, long past time when an 8-year-old boy will put up with hugs from anyone but his mum or grandma, Keegan's mum will see him perched on the swing beside Drew, freezy juice slipping down his wrist, wearing a grape-flavored smile. In that magical moment, she'll ask Drew for a hug. It's like a miracle when my big grown-up boy slides into her arms as easily as mine and doesn't squirm away. So natural, like he's the boy who isn't there. And I think just for a moment he is. Drew and Keegan never met, but I often see them together, running down the street, armed with water guns and ready for action. I see them heads together on the porch discussing the finer points of battling Pokemon and which character has the most life points. They build snow forts in the winter and cover themselves in mud after a summer's rain. Is it all rosy? Days filled with laughter and sandcastles? No way. They're boys who've grown up together. They play like puppies, getting into scraps. There are tears and sometimes blood. They love and hate each other. They're best friends, like brothers. No one knows what happens when you die. Does time stop? Is Keegan frozen in time? A 3.5-month-old baby forever? Is he in heaven? Has he reincarnated into a brand new person? Is he all those things and more? Does time and place mean anything in the afterlife? Sometimes I think when you die, it's like an episode of Star Trek. Those of us still here can't see you because you're out of phase. You're on a different plane. Maybe there are rare, special moments when you're close enough to see and almost reach out and touch. Keegan, do you see us where you are? Are we there with you? Are you in an alternate universe? Is there a boy who isn't there in your world too? In your world, is it my son, Drew, who died of SIDS? It's all make-believe, and we'll never know where or who or when you are. If it's all make-believe, then I chose to make up that the boy who isn't here is. He and Drew are curled up like puppies on Drew's bedroom floor, having a sleepover, after whispering late into the night. In our life, there's a boy who isn't here. Sudden infant death took him from us. It took him from his mum and his dad and his brother. It took Drew's best friend away. In my selfish moments, I feel ripped off. My son lost his best friend he never knew. But I believe the boy who isn't here is, because I see him sometimes in the sparkle in Drew's eyes.